My topic this morning is good, better, best. When I was growing up, I had, I'll get to that. I should tell you this first. Two blondes were hiking in the woods. So picture that, right? Two blondes hiking in the woods, and they come upon some tracks, and they start to have an argument about what the tracks are. And one says, oh, these are deer tracks. And he says, no, these are wolf tracks. Deer tracks, wolf tracks. And they go on and on, insisting that they are right, and they never even heard the train coming. Pretty good, huh? Oh, come on. You know you're going to tell that later. I know you are. So, good, better, best. When I was young, I had a favorite aunt and uncle. I used to spend a lot of time with them. They were farm people. They led a pretty simple existence. You know, they never got a color TV when color TVs came out. They had a black and white. They listened to the radio a lot. My aunt sewed all of her own clothes. She was very skilled seamstress. They grew a good portion of their own food. And when as a child, I would ask them, well, why don't you have a color TV? And they'd say, no, this is good enough for us. This is good enough for us. And so I think back on that, I reflect on that, and and I remember saying to my dad, gee, why do they do that? And he says, well, it's certainly not for lack of money. He said, that's not the thing. He said that they're just very satisfied, very content. But that's led me to think about, in our lives, I wonder, do we settle? That life happens, we all understand, and sometimes we get disappointed or we get distracted, we get off course, we have a wonderful goal or we have a wonderful vision and we're moving forward, but then, life is fully in session and things happen. And then we're not making the progress and other things take priorities and we think, whatever the thing is that's not the way we think it could be, we say, well, it's good enough. It's good enough for us. See, I think we're too easily satisfied because we, over time, we're just not so excited anymore, that if a dream didn't work out, well, then what I would say is we need to have a new dream, that we teach God's good for us is infinite. The good of God is infinite. So if you think your best days are behind you, in fact, they are. And if you think the path ahead is all downhill from here, it is, right? But Science of Mind teaches us that God is infinite in its givingness. And so God's good for each and every one of us is tremendous, is infinite. So we think, well, I don't know, I don't understand. How could my life possibly be better now than it was then? And it's like, well, because you think it's up to you. You think you have to make that happen. Now, I would say we have to be a very active participant in that process, but we can go from good to better to best because life gets to get better and better and better all the time. Nobody is blessed, I think, when we settle. That God is not glorified by you living a life that is less than all you want it to be. So if you make a decision right now, that my best is ahead of me, not behind me, that's what the world, the universe around you conspires to support you in. See, I believe our lives are supposed to be getting better all the time. That today our lives are actually supposed to be better than they were a year ago. I hope this is true for you. I really, really do. If it is not, it can be. We say, well, how is that possible? How is that possible? Well, first of all, it all starts in here. It starts in your mind. It starts in your heart. Are you being a better person, a better you than you were a year ago? Because as within, so without.